All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what this is. This is Lights, Camera Wrestling. I am Oz the Alchemist, and this is.
Your girl Lola Love.
And you know what? We didn't do it last week, or 2 weeks ago when we came back. But how was your week?
It was I too. I was busy. I was like getting prepared for tomorrow, well, this week, because I start my new job tomorrow. So I was running around getting like documents and fingerprints and all of that to start at the new school. So yeah, but it's all out the way. It's done. I'm glad the headache is over. Because when I say I was running around like a chicken, cause your girl, I don't drive. So in case y'all know, I take the public transportation. So I was on bus, train from the north side to west, downtown. I was all over. Okay, and it was a workout in itself, and I was doing it all in Croc. Okay, so I definitely, and it was pretty warm. Sweat, but I felt like I had a good workout. That's what it felt like. I'm just like, dang, these blocks are just getting longer and longer downtown. I'm just walking fast paced, but I said, yeah, I felt good. It was a nice little workout, nice little breeze. I ain't been down there in a minute. So yeah.
Good to know that. Good to know that everything's getting back on track.
Yeah, man, because I thought I was gonna have to get up on that pole, man. That was my last resort because I was this close. I was this close. It was getting there. And I honestly believe that if I did, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, hell, I might, be able to buy both you and me the WrestleMania tickets. So, you know,
Because that's
I
about the
mean, it
only
could
way we
always,
can get them.
I mean, hey, it might have to be a weekend job. I might have to, wear a mask and different wigs every night so nobody knows who I am. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do for the thing that you love. Yeah.
Fair enough. I yeah. My week ain't really do nothing either. I just went to work, both jobs. Though I did find out that I am doing teaching right. Like I wondered about me being a teacher in general, but
Uh-huh.
once I found out that this week, just by osmosis, I found out that like what I'm teaching is actually being implemented and the kids are actually using it. I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm doing it.
Okay.
So that was just one cool thing, and then everything else was just go to work and make money.
Hey, keep it short and simple, but I love it. That's great. I'm proud of you. I thought, you being a teacher was going to end with, one of the kids kicking you in the nuts and, a few of them like your lunch and stuff, tying your shoelaces together, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's not going like that for you. Glad it's the opposite.
I'm not scared to pedigree child.
You know what? You know what? Don't have kids, okay? Don't have children. All right.
They're getting it the worst. I'm
Oh,
doing everything.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I want my kids, and I really, really pray that they are into wrestling because they're going to think their mom is a weirdo about how big I'm going to be on it. Like, if my husband is into sports, that's awesome. I hope that he is, just because I don't want them to think, mommy acts crazy on Saturdays when her pay per view comes on Mondays, and pretty much the whole week because I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So just know at a certain time during the evening after I've served you all dinner, I've gave you dessert, cleaned the kitchen, get the hell out of my face. Okay, for the next 2 hours, get out of my face, please. Because
Or come and sit there with me and watch the show,
and
but
I
leave me
would
alone.
love that. And I really, really hope that they're into it. I really, really do. Because I think about that's how I got into it with my dad. Kids, it's like, how kids just want to be attached to their parents all the time. So if you see this is something that I'm into, and it's like, okay, well, I want to spend time with mommy. Oh, that looks interesting. Let me sit next with her. That's how I did with my dad, and the rest is history. I was 4 years old and he was just so into the TV. He wasn't paying attention to my little brothers running around. He's just sitting in the middle of the living room floor, locked in. And I'm just like, what is this? It's just a man on a microphone, a crowd, an arena filled with people. Who is that? And he said, "That's The Rock." And I said, "Oh." And I sat down next to him. And every week I sat next to him, and that was it. That was it for me. That's all. That's all she wrote. And I really hope that's like that with my kids, because if so, we about to have the best time ever. Their whole room is going to be the room I wanted as a kid. I wanted WWE everywhere, from the action figures to the posters. My mother said, absolutely not. You're a girl. You're going to get pink and purple fuzzy stuff and like pillows and princess stuff. And I was very upset because I'm like, I don't want this shit. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. I wanted to paint my room black. I had a whole thing. I saw painted black and put white lines on the walls to look like ropes, and then like put my posters up or whatnot. Like I had a whole concept. I was like 7, and she was like, "No." And I tried it again at 13. No. And then when I tried it again at like 16, like, "Come on, man, I'm 16 now. Let's go ahead and just get it popping." She said, "No, but," and here is a WWE blanket with all the wrestlers on it, and that can go over your purple cheetah princess bed. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take what I can get. Because at this point,
at this point, you might as well live vicariously through your kids.
at this point, man, when I tell you, as soon as my kids say, "He's my favorite," what you say? So we about to go to the south right now. We're going to Target. We're about to get you every single action figure that you want. Every single one. We're about to be committed to this. This is a commitment. And I'm gonna ask them, "This, are you sure? Are you sure? Because this is a grown man's game. You need to be sure. Are you willing to commit your life to this?" Yeah.
You gonna look like Buddy off Malcolm in the Middle when he said, "Dad, I want to learn to skate." You gonna lean in. It's gonna get real dark and it's focused. Are you sure about this?
Because I need to know that you're with me. This is a lifestyle I started when I was your age. So I need to know if you are going to be just as heavily committed. And if you say yes, I am going to live so vicariously through them. We're going to go to every show, every autograph, all type of stuff, because that's what I wanted as a kid. But it was 5 of us, and I know, hell, it was enough taking care of 5 of us. So I even appreciate my dad just
Understand having okay, but that's this gonna derail us from the whole wrestling topic. I don't understand how people have more than 2 kids. I don't understand the process.
I want 3.
I want 3 on if I didn't get the first 2 that I wanted. Like if I didn't get a boy and a girl, if I just got 2 girls or 2 boys, then the third one would be the last try, and that's it.
No, well, yeah, I get that. I can understand that. I want 3 because me and my brothers. So it's 5 of us. I have an older sister. She's 10 years older than I am, and then me and my first 2 brothers were all 2 years apart, literally 2 years apart, and we grew up, all 3 of us together, and grew up pretty close. So I think about that, and my childhood was amazing, and I think about that too. And I want my kids to have that. My youngest brother, he and I are 10 years apart. My baby brother. So when he came around, I'm 10. My brother Richard is 8, and my youngest at the time brother Gabe is 6. So when Zach came along, it was like, okay, it's a whole different. We '90s babies, and now you got this 2003 baby. Like, okay, different concept, but it was totally different, in the house. Like by the time he was getting bigger, we in high school and we doing our own thing. But I definitely want my 3. I want twin identical girls and 1 boy. I pray that it comes out like that. If I get 2 twin boys, I'm gonna lose my mind, but I'll be all right as long as I get my daughter. But I really, really hope that all 3 of my kids are into it, because my brothers, they watched it. It was kind of a ritual thing, because we all watched it with not only my dad and my brothers, but it was my uncle, my boy cousins, my grandfather, and my great grandfather. Literally, it was like Monday nights. We came over to my grandparents' house. We watched it during the commercial breaks. Me and my cousins and my brothers is pretty much me against all of them, and I whooped them all. I was a pretty tough kid, and I think I'm so glad that college made me girly, because if it's my 2 brothers and my 2 boy cousins against me, and I'm whooping them all. I was pretty, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm surprised I didn't use wrestling. I did use wrestling moves one time in grammar school, but that girl, that bitch was asking for it. But
I remember. Yep.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, I hope, I really do hope my kids are into it. I'm gonna let them know you don't have to do this outside of here unless provoked. But you got to know what you're doing. Don't want you to injure someone and be, looked at throughout the school as this monster because I know what that feels like. But you do what you got to do, but just leave it to the professionals. But yeah, it was. I don't know. It's for kids. Maybe some of the stuff that during the Attitude Era I shouldn't have been looking at. But you know what? It made
Absolutely,
me who
there's
I
stuff
am.
during the Attitude Era we shouldn't have been looking at.
It's
There's
yeah, it's pretty.
plenty.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That whole era, it wasn't made for kids. We shouldn't have been watching it, but you know what? We were watching it because I think about even going into later years, 7th to 8th grade, and I'm watching Lita and Edge's live sex show, and I have to keep going back and forth from cartoons to that every time Mama come in the room because she ain't like it no way because of the bra and panty stuff. So it's like, no, huh? But I'm like, no, man, this is history, and I got to be a part of this. And I remember when she seen it, she said, "Go to your room." What's my room, all right? And I was peeking out through the door because I got to talk about this at school tomorrow. I'm sorry, Mom, but this is crucial. So I get it. If your kids are mature enough to handle it, cool. I was mature enough to handle it. I wasn't no crazy person just because I seen little bra, little panty, you know. Yeah, it wasn't nothing wrong with that little sexual weird joke or whatever. King every week saying puppies. Shoot, I just said, man, I can't wait till I get grown because when I get me some puppies, it's over with. And as you
Yeah,
can see,
well,
yeah, I was proud. I'm happy. Like, whoo, man, I can't wait. That's Stratus puppies.
so diversion into what happened last week. Yeah, like I told you, I was underwhelmed with everything that happened this week.
Mhm.
At least with Raw, there was some cool spots that I popped for, but everything else has been kind of mundane. Like I told you, it's probably gonna be a lull until we get to Survivor Series. And you go ahead and talk. I'll be right back.
You know what? I'm going to say that the reason why I think that's a little, what do you like to call it, lull that's going on right now is because of that damn Lollapalooza, WrestlePalooza. What the hell? I feel like it's a curse. It was a curse over WWE because we really didn't need it. The pay per view itself, it sucked. There are about two, three, I'm not even going to say three, two good matches that carried the show, which was AJ Lee and CM Punk against Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. And of course, what was that? Who else's match was that good that night? It wasn't John Cena's match because that him and Brock was horrible.
Yeah,
What was the other match that was good at WrestlePalooza that I'm trying to think
Stephanie,
about?
Stephanie and Io.
Stephanie and Io. So Stephanie and Io and Seth, and his wife and CM Punk it is. That was the only thing that was good about it. And I really believe that WrestlePalooza has been a curse over WWE. Like they shouldn't have did it.
Ever
They shouldn't have
since,
went to
like,
ESPN. And you know what? And they got the grade that they deserved. The
well,
ESPN gave them
look,
a damn C. So
look,
ever since then, the shows have been kind of lagging because if you think about it, Brock Lesnar came there, decimated John Cena. Sorry, babe. Decimated that man. Threw him all around like a damn rag doll. And now we don't see him. And it's been 2 weeks. I don't get it. Like, what was the purpose of that? Like, and then to know that John is the one that made that judgment call or that call to have Brock win. John didn't want to lose. He wanted Brock to look like that. But what is he looking like this for? Is he full time? Is he part time? What is he going after? John doesn't have a title. So all of this is just, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, yes, Brock has aura. Of course he does. But what's on all of the fans' minds right now is where does he fall into place right now in all of this? Roman can do that because he's Roman. And it's like he can still fall within these storylines because he still has storylines that still can be, put together. If he interferes in a match with Seth Rollins, it would make sense. If he interferes in a match regarding Solo, it still would make sense. Like with Brock, you ain't been nowhere in the mix at all. You don't even fit. So to take something as big as his John Cena's rival and just to do away with it, pretty much. We get this one match, trash, and then we don't see him. And then y'all try to throw the angle of, oh, maybe he's with Paul Heyman. Okay, I was rocking with that, especially after seeing on the SmackDown before WrestlePalooza when he told Paul we need to talk. Paul Heyman introduces him at WrestlePalooza, and then there's nothing, and now it's just speculation. And it's like, well, what is going on? What was the purpose of him again doing all that with John Cena if he's going to align with Paul Heyman, or if him and Seth are going to have some type of feud later on in the future? I don't get it. It's kind of like everything is all over the place. The main event stories aren't even making sense. I mean, Cody's and Seth's makes a little sense, and I'm not, like I told you, I'm intrigued now after what was that, SmackDown? Was that SmackDown that just happened with yeah, I'm intrigued now after SmackDown because he just had that match with Randy against the Bronze. Seth coming out there doing what he had to do for his boys to win, especially with everybody speculating Seth leaving the Vision, and now he's in this whole thing with CM Punk, and it's like, okay, well, you the leader, where do they fall? So to see him go out there and like help them, it's like, okay, they're still together, and him doing what he did. Okay, cool, they got the win. Him and Paul stopping right there, and I'm watching. One thing about Seth, he know how to tell the story. And I'm watching his face, and I'm watching Paul, and then he's just like, don't do it. Do not do it. And you just see the transformation of that bitterness literally bubbling up inside of Seth and taking over what he's just like, he ain't hearing nothing Paul is saying. I want to go in there and stomp his head in, since he's acting like, oh, you ain't never have a win over me. I'm better than you. He ain't better than me. Like, all of that is now coming back to Seth, and Seth tried it, and Seth missed, and then he got hit with the Cody with the crossroads, and it was Paul telling them not to get involved, which to me is such a tough love moment, but it was necessary because it's like, if I'm going to be your oracle, wise man, you need to learn to listen to me. If I'm telling you this is not the time, this is not the time. Because if that's the case, what am I around for? The boys seem to listen. Paul said, don't go up in there. They didn't go up in there. But this was definitely a tough love moment for CM Punk to be like, okay, look, it's a time to strike, and it's a time not to. And that's what I respected about Roman. They clicked. With Brock and Paul was mostly scared of Brock. So it's kind of like, if Brock is saying,
no
I want to go, it wasn't no conversation. That's been that way since Brock came out in 2002. It's like, I'll listen to you, yeah, but if my mind made up, I want to rip his head off. I'm going to go rip his head off, and that's just the end of that. And you can stand in the corner and bitch and moan and cry all you want to, but I'm going to go do that. Roman utilized Paul the way he was supposed to be utilized, which Paul was already great. Being with Roman made him a god. It made him greater. And it's like, wow, he really is the wise man, because he's taken Paul's advice. He's listening to everything. He's not thinking he's bigger than Paul. It's like, he's my wise man for a reason. Lets me know what I should do, how I should move, all type of stuff. I don't get here without him. He made that known. And that's why I think they just worked so well together. And it was just, I hated when they broke them up, but this is just the difference between Seth and Roman. Seth is a hothead. Roman, I don't believe, Roman was never a hothead. Roman was looked at to be the heavy when he was in the Shield, but Roman wasn't a hothead. It was kind of like, Roman has his moments where he can go off. He's human, but he's calculating, and he thinks if he waits, even when he out there with the crowd, I ain't got to sit there and cut a promo all fast. I'm going to talk and take my time, and y'all going to wait, and you're going to listen. And I love that about him. With Seth, you're still trying to prove that when the Shield broke up, that everybody know that he's the workhorse. But Roman is getting the accolades. He's being looked at as the face. Even he ain't got to hold the title of the company. And he's rightfully so, I get it, a little jealous. Cody comes back. How you gonna come back after the company you left? I ain't never left this company. And you about to get all this praise and become champion? CM Punk, the same way. So that is pretty much like, I'm tired of being overlooked. I'm tired of being overlooked. Tired of everybody, I'm the reason why these doors to him, why these doors even remaining open. I'm the one I'm putting asses in seats. All of that. It's not just Roman. I'm doing my part, and y'all are overlooking me. And I'm sick of that. And it's like he figured, okay, I'm finna make some noise. So he curated this group. Nah, that still wasn't enough because when they out there, they're still chanting OTC, OTC. And it's like, okay, now I'm about to go against their golden boy. Y'all still want to sing his praises after y'all was just singing my song? Uh-uh. Nah, we ain't doing that. So he's fed up. He's fed up. And then not only that, Paul, you over here kicking it with your day one, Brock. Why are you out there announcing him? He had to play it off because when Cody brought it up and he made it seem like everything that happens with, within the vision, I make the call. I did that. He tries to play it off like I said, everything that no, you ain't make that call. You didn't know that was even going to happen because two big stars like that, two big egos. How the heck y'all finna work within that ain't gonna work? Paul was trying to.
Paul is pulling the strings on everything. Paul is
Yeah,
not.
it's definitely.
There's nothing that Seth is doing that is Seth's blessing. Like he's not the one that everything is going through. They listen to Braun and Bronson only listen to Paul. Brock is probably the only person that's going to, work with Paul because he knows Paul. Seth thinks he got everything on lock. He obviously doesn't. And Cody putting him down the way he put him down showed that. So we got to see how all of this is eventually going to unfurl because Seth and Cody at Crown Jewel, I still don't have as much hype for it. And to go back to your point of after Wrestlepalooza that it's what's it called? That it's just been bad. But I think after SummerSlam, WWE normally has a lull. Like it's kind of like boring until we get to like ramping up for Survivor Series.
I ain't gonna say that.
Last year, there was, of course, there's always going to be a couple of stories that are hot. One of the stories last year was Drew and CM Punk, but other than that, I don't really remember nothing.
What? The year before Roman Reigns returned, and then that was at SummerSlam, and then here comes Bad Blood, like all the other stuff that happened after that. When he returned, that was it, and they were building up to Survivor Series, so it was like hot after that.
So okay, that's what I'm saying. It's one or two, but like everything else is kind of boring. Like there's nothing like going spectacularly great across the board.
Because even when I think about that time, even when I think back to that time where all of that happened, it was still so much going on. It was so much going on Raw. Dom had just left Rhea, and now he's with Liv Morgan. It was that last year? No, that was the year before.
No, that was last year.
Okay, so the year before, when he was with Rhea, and then they were building, Dom is still being hated by the crowd, and Judgment Day was on fire then. So around that time is when Rhea was pretty much getting ready to become champion, and you starting to see the dominance more in her. Like 2023, it was definitely hot. It was definitely hot. It was some stuff that was cooking, that was going on. Even last year. That's why this year. So I want to say the past, like last year and the year before, nah, it wasn't like this. This year, I don't know what's going on and why it has slowed down, but around this time will be momentum for pushing for Survivor Series to see these other feuds unfolding and making their stories every weekend. It's wild that it's just slowed down.
But
and
yeah, I mean,
I think it really got something to do with the fact that this ESPN thing is booty.
Yeah, in general, because they changed their whole process of how they do things with the PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever the hell you want to call them.
They're trying too hard to get the pops. It's kind of like they're trying to bring too many people back, which is cool, but it's kind of like they're just relying on that.
You're relying on nostalgia instead of building up people that need to be built up. Because let's look at everybody that competed this week. Everybody is already an established name, and you got Lyra, who's supposed to be, working with Bayley in this weird angle of Bayley having split personalities. And then you got Raquel and Roxanne, but then everybody else is an established act except for Dragon Lee, kinda, and then the Americanos. But we know who the Americanos are, so you ain't really building up none of the new people on Raw, and then SmackDown. almost saying, well, actually no, because Carmelo and Miz, that's something that's building up, and that's cool. You got
Yeah,
Alistair Black and
with
Sammy.
Damian Priest and
That's
Damian
cool.
Priest.
And Damian Priest. I'm even starting to like this angle with Damian Priest and Alistair Black. I don't like
I
Damian,
like it.
but I like the angle that they going with.
I like the angle
Um,
that they're going with too, and I didn't think that I would, but I feel like a guy like Alistair is bringing out a different side of Damian. It should have been. See, Damian is going back to who he was with the Judgment Day. He's a big guy. He should be a scary dude that can go out there and he knows martial arts and be dominant. It's like after the Judgment Day, and him losing the championship, he just seemed like just weak. And it's like, no, because I even think about when he faced Bad Bunny at SummerSlam that year. That was a good match. And Demi did a really good job at even protecting Bad Bunny, but just putting on a hell of a show. It's like he got all of that potential. And then Judgment Day implodes and stuff get moving around. And then
yeah,
y'all just.
cause you know how we talk about like what we would do when we joined WWE or wrestling in general. I was cutting a promo on Damian Priest in my head, and I was like, and like I think I was doing it for Drew. Like when if he was to talk to Drew about being a champion, he would be like, "Yeah, I took your championship." He's like, "At least somebody remembers that I was a champion because them 3 months that Damian was champion, I don't remember." And then looking at the matches he had to defend the championship, each one had him be protected by Finn or somebody until Finn decided, you know what, I'm gonna screw you over. So
Yeah,
you weren't even a legitimate champion.
I'm gonna go ahead and say he never asked for that. They were doing that on their own. Damien didn't want that, and that's when the issues would happen between him and Finn because he was pretty much saying, "Yeah, I'm the champ, we the Judgment Day, but I need to do this on my own." They kept interfering, and he would win, yeah, but he wasn't happy about it. So I can say he was really trying to step out, and I started to see the growth in that Damien was stepping into more of a leadership role once he got the title. I seen it in the way he talked, the way he was trying to even mentor Dom, and even the conversations he was trying to have with Dom, not only as a leader but like a big brother. When Rhea got hurt and Liv was first coming around, yo, what you doing? He wasn't feeding into it or just getting. It was like, no, this is wrong. Put a stop to it. Be a man about yours. So I saw him, doing that, like, and I was proud of him, and it made me just have like a lot of hope for him as far as being a champion. Damian did carry himself, and he did. He carried himself as champion. I think he just got screwed over. But it was like after that happened, of course, we're waiting for the revenge between him and Finn and everything like that. But after that whole storyline was done with, it was like, okay, what are we gonna do
What we
with
doing?
him now? Like after that whole him and Rhea against the Judgment Day, him and Rhea against the Judgment Day. After that whole thing was over with, it's like, okay, now what? And then they moved Damien off the show and took him to SmackDown. Like
And you put
he
him
had
with
his little
Drew.
issues with Drew, which made sense. The
Yeah.
storyline made sense because he's like every twist and turn, Damien has something to do with Drew not achieving his goals as champion. So that made perfect sense. Okay, cool. I rocked with it. But now it's like, yeah, now you're gonna use Damien like as a heavy hitter. He another bad guy and an interesting opponent. Just because Alistair is amazing in the ring, and I can't wait to see this next match this last man standing match that they're gonna have with each other. That's gonna be coming up. That's gonna be a
So
sight to see for sure.
So going back to what I was saying, I'm definitely with you on
Mm-hmm.
that. But then going back to what I was saying of showcasing new talent, SmackDown is doing exactly what I want them to do because they're showcasing all of the new talent. The Damian Priest and Aleister Black thing. Then you got Sol Ruka and Zarya fighting Chelsea Green and Alba Fire, and
Mm-hmm.
they need to go ahead and stop playing and move Sol up to SmackDown because
I
she's
think it's
ready.
gonna.
She's ready.
I
Let her
think it
drop
might
them
happen.
titles and come on.
It might happen. But right now, like I've said, they need a Spitfire and they need a a showman on NXT as far as the women go, and Soul is their girl. It's like they have some good technical wrestlers. They have some good, I want to say just strong built wrestlers like Lash, Jada, uh,
You need somebody that got some flash to
Daria.
them.
You need somebody that got the flash to them, and she is pretty much a female Javon Evans. Like she's quick with it, and she's quick with her movement. She's high flying, all of that, and that Soul Catcher is probably one of the, I'll put that in the top 20 moves I've ever witnessed because it's so precise, it's quick, and you don't see it coming. You don't know what she's about to do. If you ain't never seen it, it just looks like, what the hell? But every time I see it, it's like the first time all over again. Because when she hit it on Friday, it's like you just go up so smooth. It's like what she about to do, like a running bulldog or something like that, and she just flip in there and get you. And it's like, was that an RKO? Like what was that? Like she cool, she cool, and I really like her vibe. She cool, she a cool person. But I'm hoping that her and Zarya are able to get on the same page because Alexa and Charlotte, that's what they keep going off of. Like supposedly, I guess they can't get on the same page when it counts with each other. And if you about to go against Queen and Little Miss Bliss, you got to come with it because they're vets in this, and they not letting go of them titles. I really hope that they keep a grip on the titles like Bianca and Jade were doing because they just work so well together. And to see this fun, relaxed side of Charlotte, this humble side of Charlotte, it is such a beautiful thing. And you know what? I think it takes a person almost losing everything for them to appreciate what they have. I think that Charlotte's arrogance, it wasn't just a character. I think it really did come with who she was as a person. Look at her dad. If you feel like I'm 15-time champion, like ain't nobody ever hit this mark. Hell yeah, I'm shit. Same how Ric Flair was feeling. Well, nobody touching that ever. Growing up, it just looked like something that was never going to be touched. The same with Undertaker Street. That just seemed like nothing that was ever going to be touched. So I get her having that cockiness about herself, but her really going through a divorce, going through the injury that she went through, and having to go through some stuff alone during that long year and a half that she was out. It's like that had to touch something within her. And I also believe that her even being out there in that Chicago crowd, damn Chicago, booing her the way they did that night with her and Tiffany before WrestleMania, that did something to her too, to show that, okay, something needs to give. I need to switch it up. And I think that night they probably started brainstorming on how to switch up her character because they knew she was going to put Tiffany over. But it was like, what are we going to do with Charlotte after that? Because we got to do something. She's Charlotte. So yeah. In order to pair her with Alexa and to start off with Charlotte, now, like, I ain't with this. And to keep that going every week, she's just getting softened and all of that. It made for a great time. And I just love to see it.
And ladies and gentlemen, as you may notice, things have changed a little bit. We need actual light as opposed to natural light. I had to go take care of some responsibilities, but we're back, and I don't remember where we stopped at, but I know we were talking about the past week so far, and yeah, I don't think we got to any other matches that actually happened, but we were talking.
I know that. Okay, now I remember. Okay, so I know that we were getting into Seth Rollins and Cody and everything that's going on right now with Seth trying to find his place, how he's pretty much not running the Vision anymore. It looks like it's Paul that's calling the shots. And I'm it's so many questions that I have in regards to Brock Lesnar's role with Paul Heyman right now. How close are they? Hell, how close are Seth and Heyman right now? Because they don't look like they're seeing eye to eye. It looks like it's kind of all over the place. They don't look like a team. It looks like Paul has the bronze and Seth is just doing miscellaneous stuff. Even Seth being involved with CM Punk and AJ Lee, Paul still was not consoling by his side, strategizing. Punk better than anybody. He's a Paul Heyman guy. You know him better than anybody. You would think that you would be the one telling him Punk's weaknesses, telling him how to defeat him, everything like that, how to get inside his head. And none of that was going on. But when he was with Roman, that was going on. And if you notice, every time Paul Heyman has a promo and Roman Reigns comes up and he brings up Roman Reigns, he talks about him, he says, I love my tribal chief.
Hey, I was just thinking that you was literally in my head because I was definitely finna bring that up. The fact that Paul
Yeah.
always brings up my tribal chief, he doesn't disrespect Roman at all
No, he
whatsoever.
doesn't.
So my thing is, as far as the whole thing goes, he's hitched his Paul Heyman has hitched his horse to the future of the WWE, and he believes that these people are the future of the WWE. But it's not Seth, it's Braun and Bronson. They're the
Exactly.
future. You just think that you're manufacturing this. I'm gonna let you think that, but these are the actual future. You're not the future. You've been here for at least 10 years
You've
plus.
been here as long as Roman Reigns has been here. So how are you going to call yourself the future? You've already did that when you were in NXT. That was you proclaiming to be the future, and you made some history. You hit your milestones. You did that. These guys right now are fresh off of NXT, and their first title runs with Braun and being the Intercontinental Champion, everything like that. And now they're going towards, setting there and making their mark in the company. Seth, if you ain't make your mark yet, what are you doing?
And
What are you
and
doing?
and compared to Roman, you're nowhere near. And even if you wanted to bring up, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I was going to say bring up John Moxley.
Bring it up.
He's even outshines you over
Thank you.
in AEW.
But
So
that's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
so yeah,
What
Paul has no respect for this man. Like you're not even a factor.
Paul
you're just the
never
name
had
we hitched the horse to.
he never had respect for him. He never had respect for him. Paul is a scorned girlfriend. You were hurt by your boyfriend. He broke your heart. He put his hands on you. Can't believe he did it. You were out to seek revenge, and the one person that he hated, you decided to align yourself with your ex boyfriend's op. And you realize that, you know what, maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe I moved too fast. We have been through a lot, him and I. 5 years. And I can't just fault him off of this thing alone. So, you know what? Now I'm starting to think that, that's why I'm not going to disrespect him, because of the good times we had together. But with Seth, it's like you're so obsessed with Roman that you're obsessed more with, I got what Roman used to have, and it's Paul Heyman. And he's no longer your wise man. He's my oracle. That don't even sound right. Paul Heyman has resorted from carrying around 2 championships to carrying shoes around his neck. And those shoes belong to whom? Those aren't regular shoes. They belong to the tribal chief. It's kind of like any way to feel close to the tribal chief. Paul Heyman is taking it because pride is not going to let him say, Roman, I miss you and I want to be with you. But that's exactly what it's given. And we've seen that when Brock Lesnar first came back and he aligned himself with Brock and he said, while they're all in the ring, he was my tribal chief. I loved him. I worship him. This. He's emotional. I've only seen him be emotional like that for Roman. And he's like, when he put his hands on me, what is happening right now? He loves
It's over.
Roman. He is never going to stop loving Roman. And I feel like it's like if Roman was to literally say, I'm sorry. I am sorry. And I think that's all Paul wanted. Paul just wanted to feel appreciated because he did so much for Roman. Even when Roman left and he was left with Solo, he was still serving the family. He was still doing that. And it's kind of like just still out of respect for Roman. Seth going, he better be in for a rude awakening. And I feel like with Brock Lesnar, he feels more, okay, this is familiar. I know the success that he brought, and I know the protection that he brings as well. And he gets results. That's one thing that Brock is going to do is get results. Seth is an amazing talent, great in the ring, but Seth doesn't even recognize how good he is. His ego won't allow it, and then his hate for Roman Reigns won't allow it. He keeps trying to compare
His hate
himself
for
to Roman.
everybody.
You said what now?
I said his hate for everybody is always getting in
Yeah,
the way.
but it's mostly Roman, and that's where it stems from. He has a hatred towards Cody. We knew that when Cody first returned, so that makes sense. But the thing he has for Roman, it's like this weird obsession, and it's wild. And I'm not gonna lie, the same thing that Seth feels with Roman, that's how Paul feels with Roman. Seth still feels hurt. He feels hurt too. And it's weird because it's like people would say, oh, okay, well, maybe why would he feel hurt? He's the one that broke up the Shield. He fucked up. He broke up the Shield. He said that before when he told that to Moxley. When he said that to Dean Ambrose when he was in the ring. He apologized for it. Like, I'm sorry. I felt that when he said it. And I think in a way, out of all of them, I look at how they were outside the ring, him and Roman mostly. They were like best friends. And it was like he was his brother, legit. Roman is hurting too. And I think that at some point, years from now, probably, you will see them actually come together because it's like two hurt brothers. They've done so much to each other that it's a line of respect and it's somewhat love. And Seth has said that. I saw him. He said that this was the promo for WrestleMania when he said that he loves Roman. I'll always love him. He's like my brother. But you keep thinking that Roman is just this bad seed and I can't let him take control of the company. No, that's jealousy. That's what that is. You look at how people flock to Roman. His aura when he steps into a room, it's like he's a god. It's crazy. I witnessed that the first time I ever saw him, and it was like we're under a spell. Everybody, as soon as his music hit, we all just stood up in unison. He wasn't even out yet with the wands in the air and did not take them down until he started to speak. And it take him a minute. My arm wasn't even tired. I don't care. Holding it up for the tribal chief.
Bro, I was playing the game, and I want to say I did something. I do like mini workouts in between loading times. I did my workout, had on maybe a 7-minute song, and this man was still entering the ring in the video game. Like we went through 7 minutes of a song, and you still.
Greatness takes time.
Clearly.
Yes, it does. Wow.
But to that point, Paul has hitched his horse to the future, and it's not Seth. Seth is just a name that's attached to it, and Seth is so blinded by his want to be greater than Roman that he don't see it. But it also went in line with what I was saying earlier with how SmackDown is doing exactly what I want them to do as far as showing off the new talent, because we mentioned Sol Rukin, how great she is that she needs to stay in NXT for a minute. But also, you had Stephanie Vaquer going up against Tiffany, though I really don't care about that match overall. I mean, it's going to be good, but I don't really care about the hype behind it. And then they had Julia and Kiana James jump her. Again, don't really care. But
they really need to stop trying to push this Julia, because what are we doing? I would rather see one of the women from NXT come up, take that title away from her, and that's just that. I don't understand why we have to take the title off of Miss Chelsea Green in the first place. Chelsea should still be the president. I mean, she's the president, but without a title. But she should definitely still have that title, because Julia can't even speak. No disrespect or anything like that, but she can, and it's like the same way. And then she's not like an Io or an Asuka that has a personality to bring to the table. She has no personality, which is why they pair her with Kiana James being this fake bougie manager. That's why I can't wait to get there so I can show them how it's really done. Because what she's trying to do is an insult, because it's like, you're not really getting results. You're not even believable. You walking around with this big ass bag on your hand. Put it away. This is not 2005. Nobody wears this bag. Like, what are you doing? Who are you? Are you a wrestler or are you her manager? Because if I'm going to be a manager, I'm going to conduct myself as being a manager, and I'm going to make sure I get results. But it's like, you trying to sign everybody else as well, and that's weird to me, because what is happening? It's like you're trying to create some weird girl group, and it's not popping because y'all not popping. Like, if the top, bring somebody from NXT, bring my girl Jada up, bring Lash up, bring something.
Speaking of people that need to get brought up, Javon, y'all done had this boy on SmackDown at least twice by now. Go ahead and bring him up, because
we know that's
ready.
Happening because Nick said, I think I don't think you've seen that part when he said that to him when Javon was in Nick's office, the camera caught him walking out, and he was like, "I know you got your big thing at NXT coming on Tuesday," and he said, "But yeah, we definitely gonna be on talks because it's a spot for you here on SmackDown." You definitely within the next month, Javon about to get moved up. I think that with the whole NXT TNA thing, he's gonna be a part of that, and then it's gonna go from there. Because to have him wrestle 2 weeks in a row, I think they just wanted to see how well he performs back to back in front of a big crowd. Because NXT, performance center and it's small. The only time they perform in front of big crowds is for the pay per views. So just to test him, just to see how well he performed, and he put on the show. Him
Every
and old
time
boy.
he delivers, every time.
He really does. It was crazy, and it's like fault to myself that I wasn't really paying. I knew who he was. I take sneaky peeks to his matches, but I wasn't really involved in his matches to see what was going on. The last one I really paid attention to was when he fought Randy Orton, and I was just like, okay, he got potential, but he not really capturing my eyes. So when I would see him go out there and he talked to mess with Trick or whatever, I saw him getting better on the microphone, but I still wasn't attentive to his matches until just recently. And I want to say about a month and a half ago, really started just paying attention to his work. And yeah, he right. That boy is bouncy because he be doing his thing out there. Shout out to Javon, man, because he seemed like a real down to earth type of dude. And shout out to him because he shared my post on his story. Thank you. Thank you, Javon. I appreciate the love. Appreciate if you just follow us back. That would that
That would help. That would help.
that would that would definitely help, because I want us to be like the Brock Lesnar guy. Like he's literally everywhere, and that's why I said, I'm trying to be everywhere. I need to be at every single show that's going on. I'm so grateful that start work tomorrow because when they come back, and I'm pretty sure it might be around the holiday tour, I need to be there. And I'm really, really heavy contemplating just because I could not see him when he was here in Chicago about going to Washington to see John Cena's last match. I've been looking at the tickets, and at this point right now, it's like, man, I don't care where I'm seeing it. I mean, I care, but then I don't care because it's his last match. Like, it's John Cena. I haven't seen John Cena in person since I was 12 years old. So it's like, no, I think I need to go ahead and make my way downtown.
Walking fast.
Man, face is fast, and I'm home now. Yeah, I definitely need to, cause it's my man. It is. I'm picturing me trying to sit home and watch it on TV, and I feel like I'm gonna be so mad at myself, and I'm gonna cry. And then I'm nervous because I'm like, dang, okay, I just go for like a weekend and go there and then come right back.
Hey,
I'm nervous. It's traveling by myself. That's the nervous part.
if you can do it, do it.
Oh, yeah, and that'll be great. It'll be great. Oh, I get so emotional. Like we have 69 days left. It went from, I remember when they said we got 9 months. Then it went from, we was in SummerSlam, and I remember my reaction video to Brock coming back. We got 4 months left, like Cole said. We got 69 days left. I really don't know how to explain this unless it's, only people, and I'm not going to say I'm a super fan, but I guess if you found yourself attached to someone for so long, with someone that you believe in, that you looked at like a hero, and you found out that they're retiring, that that hurts. And you would think like, dang, like he died. No, man, but it's like a part of my childhood feel like it did, like a part you just think they're gonna be around forever. Like
Yeah.
especially when they've been doing this since you were a kid. It's not like you were a kid like cartoons and it's done. No, he's literally been still doing this since I was a kid. Like this really is, I'll tell people, this is a sport. This is equivalent to a basketball superstars retire. I'm pretty sure people felt emotional when Kobe Bryant retired. I remember watching it when they put his number up. Now, I wasn't a Kobe Bryant fan. Respect to Kobe Bryant. I'm a LeBron James fan. But shut up. But I didn't. I know that I'm going to feel away when LeBron retires. I'm pretty sure if I was of age when Michael Jordan was, and I was really happy, so I would have felt, I know that hurt a lot of people. You got somebody, one of the greats that retires. That's crazy. The Rock hasn't officially retired, but when he officially retires, that's going to hurt. When Triple H came out there and put those boots in the middle of the ring and he said, "Thank you," I knew what it was. And it was like, no, man, no.
The only time that I've ever cried in wrestling
Mhm.
is the night that Shawn Michaels lost to The Undertaker and had to retire. That's the only time that I've ever cried in wrestling. So I absolutely understand where you're coming from because I had watched Shawn. The love I have for Shawn Michaels should literally be studied. One, I started watching wrestling in when I was 14, so 2009. So before then, I ain't really had no context of what was going on. But then I saw Shawn, and I'm like, oh, this super kick thing he do was kind of cool. And then I started watching all
Mhm.
his old matches, and then I learned about DX. I learned about all of that, and I learned that he retired Ric Flair. And then I'm like, okay, so then watching the story of how he starts with the Undertaker, and then he's like, now he's obsessed with trying to get the Undertaker in the
Man,
street.
wasn't that such a good
The
storyline
storyline,
about but going
phenomenal.
but starting all the way back to the WrestleMania before? It's like it's so their history is so deep that it go all the way back to the 90s,
Yeah,
like their history with each other. And it's amazing to see because I already knew that Shawn was one of the people when they first fought, well, when they fought for the second time at WrestleMania, and it was him against the Streak. I thought Shawn was going to be the one to beat it because I said Shawn Michaels, like Undertaker got, this going to be a match. This Shawn Michaels, like, but then he didn't win, and then Shawn was doing through the whole obsessed thing, and it was wild, like the way he was like grabbing on Teddy Long, getting into it with Triple H, interfering in matches. When he lost, he worked so hard in the Royal Rumble. He really did. And when he got eliminated, I felt for him. Like he felt like, oh my God, like I can't get to him now. That was wild. And then the build up for it. And then when he put it on the line, no, when he came up in the elimination chamber and kicked him and cost him his championship, he said, I don't care. Whatever it takes. I bet you want to fight me now. It was one of them type of things. It was one of the best stories
so
ever. Man.
yeah, so with that being the case, I'm watching it and I'm like, he gonna win. He gotta win. He can't just retire.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
lost, and I'm like, and it's not the fact that he lost. It's the fact that they
He
look
got
like
retired.
they gave they all in that match, both of them.
Both of them.
And Undertaker was like, just stay down. And Shawn kept getting up, and then he put him down one last time with the tombstone. And I was like, ain't no goddamn way. And then I cried for a little bit, and then I'm like, that was a hell of a match.
That was a hell of a match, but that hurt. And I ain't gonna lie, the next night on Raw ain't making no better because I will never forget that night. And when he came out in the arena just thanking Shawn, and then the superstars came out, I am just bawling like, what? The first time I ever cried anything in wrestling WWE, and the girl was passing. That was the first thing I ever cried about. That's when I knew that wrestling was such a huge part of me. I loved it so much. But that right there showed me how much I loved it because I don't know this man. This man don't know me. But he meant so much to me and so much to my childhood. Watching him from I remember when he came. When he came, that's why I'm like, I've been doing that's why everybody that's why when people try to argue with me, it's like I've been watching this since I was literally a toddler. Leave me alone. Like I remember when he came into the business, when he came with the Radicals, Cactus Jack McFoley brought them in because Cactus Jack was in a feud with Triple H. Triple H and Stephanie were taking over the business with the McMahon Helmsley era, and Cactus was back and forth with Triple H, and Triple H was the champ, and he felt like he was getting jumped every week by DX, and he had friends of his own from a different company, WCW. So bam, as soon as you know, he coming to Radicals, and it's Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko, and they was had his back or whatnot. Well, they came in, jumped Triple H, beat him down. Eddie hit that frog splash. Everybody was like, "Dang, what was that?" Like it was wow. Chris Benoit top rope headbutt. It was crazy. Like, man, they tore them down. And it was like a feud between the four of them and DX for like a few weeks. And then Triple H did it. And again, they weren't signed to WWE. They were there pretty much outsiders. They had tickets sitting front row because they weren't signed with WWF at the time. And they just jumped in the barricade, beat people up, Triple H kicking them out. And then Triple H, they wanted a chance. That's what it was. They wanted to be signed. Triple H gave them the boot and said no. So they jumped him. So he figured, okay, they Mick Foley out there with them, they talking mess. And then Cactus Jackie's in the ring with all four of the guys. Triple H and them on the ramp. And Triple H's like, okay, I'll come down now, blah, blah, whatever. Had his sledgehammer. I think he did. He came down there talking mess and he was like, saying something about, and right now you can thank the guy that just gave you your contracts. And King and JR said, what? Mick Foley turned around and they jumped him. Why? We got what we wanted. He gave us a job. And now his first duty, we got to take you out. So that's what they did. So, yeah, it just went from there, watching him from there, watching his angle that he had with China, him, Latino Heat, and Mamacita, and that whole angle, him and Rey Mysterio, and the custody of Dominic. Like, what? I felt so bad for Dom. I really did. I was like, he's just a kid. And because I'm like, we both kids. Like, leave him alone. I feel so bad for him because I'm like, bro, I'm a kid too, and this ain't cool, man. Eddie ain't shit. But man, like that hurt so bad. What I appreciate and love, and I think it hit even harder because that same year, I lost my grandfather, and he was my hero, and he knew how much I loved wrestling. He was like, girl, you should have came out a boy, as much as you be out here wrestling this, WWF this, you can't miss it. On Mondays, you want me to come outside? Nope, can't. Gotta watch Raw. Nope, can't on Thursdays because it's Thursday night SmackDown. No, at SmackDown, like, no, faithfully. And man, so that was a tough year. But the impact that those superstars had on us, I hope that these kids feel the same way with the people now. I mean, I know it's not gonna be the same because the Attitude Era was the greatest era in WWE. That was the greatest era in wrestling history to me, the Attitude Era. That's unmatched. Stone Cold himself would outlast any superstar on this roster. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, period. When nobody like him, no one ever be like him. The Rock, the same. There was no one like him. No, come on now. Come on now.
In terms of character, you're absolutely right.
You got damn right in terms of character. I'm not even, and then in terms of ring work. Stone Cold wasn't there to be acrobatic.
I'm just saying.
Stone Cold to me,
he was throwing hands and suplexed a couple people and then stunner. That's basically what his thing was.
But here's the thing that I liked about him. He threw a lot of hands. And I liked him. He was so relatable because Stone Cold was pretty much like, I came here to open a can of whoop ass, not a can of wrestling. I'm a wrestler, but he was mostly fighting you. Like, he fighting you. Like, the same with Undertaker. When Undertaker was like the American badass. Undertaker in the corner, jabbing you, beating you up for real. Like, those guys back then, yeah, they wrestled, but they were beating you up. Like, beating you up. And that's what I love back then. That's why it was so much bloodshed. Because it was like, what APA? What they doing? Beating you up. They just beating people. So it was like, man, that was the best era then. Now you have more technical stuff, more high flyers. And I think the technical wrestlers they had then, that's why they were so amazing, were like Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, that were really good on the floor. So if you go back and watch a match between Chris Benoit and Stone Cold. I think that's the only one-on-one match they've ever had. Go watch that match, and it's gonna change your mind on his wrestling because he told him, he was like, I'm a wrestler. Like, that was the whole thing of him thinking like, you just fight, like, I'm a wrestler and I can take you there. And Stone Cold was pretty much like, boy, I've been in this longer than you. I can take it there too. I can wrestle just as well as you wrestle, but I'd rather go out there and whoop ass. But I'm gonna show you that I can. And that was the first time I seen Stone Cold really get down there. And I'm looking at him do these different holds, how quick he was. That match was stupendous. That's one of the greatest matches ever because I didn't know Stone Cold had that type of ability. Give me 1 second. Gotta grab my groceries. They're here.
I did it anyway. So we back again. We had some interruptions, but Yeah,
It's just been
we've gotten through the stuff for the most part.
yeah, it's been one of them. It's just been one of them days. It's a hectic Sunday today. It's a lot going on.
Yeah,
But yeah, okay. So yeah, we were talking about
emotional moments and how people have been here
yeah,
and then they're retiring and they're leaving, and then we stopped on Stone Cold and Chris Benoit, and I looked up. They got like three different matches, so I'm gonna watch all of them later.
yeah, and you'll see it. You have to see the promo that Chris Benoit cut on Stone Cold to give Stone Cold that extra boost of, you know what, I'm gonna meet you at your level to show you I'm as good as I say I am. Like, stop playing with me. So yeah, and that was the thing that Chris Benoit was, and I get it because WWE, it was a soap opera, it was a show, it was all of the above, and you got these guys that's coming over from New Japan Wrestling and ECW and WCW and all these different promotions who really take this seriously, especially technical wrestlers like Benoit that pretty much was living and breathing this business. So to come there and he had to get into the whole promo thing because he's like, I'm here to wrestle. And he had to, it's different sides of the business that you need to learn. And I think Steve showed him a lot that night to show him that I can get in here and get down and dirty with you and meet you on your level, but at the same time, you have to create your own character here. You have to be your own person. And it's different levels to being a WWE superstar. It's not just being good in the ring, because people could be amazing in the ring. Can you appeal to a crowd? Can you draw a crowd? Like, can you do any of that? So,
because let me say this, no disrespect to this person, but that definitely can relate to Kaylani Jordan because she ain't got no flavor, none whatsoever. Cause I was watching TNA and she was on either TNA or NXT, and she had to give a speech about her being the Knockouts champion while also having to fight against NXT. So
mm-hmm.
the little speech she gave had nothing behind it, no punch behind it. Then she got this catchphrase like "Do it like Lonnie," and she don't even deliver that with no flavor. It's like you do know you have some flavor. You should at least.
Well,
There should be some seasoning on what you saying.
you
I
would
ain't
think
saying
that.
that you gotta say it, ghetto and hype and all that stuff, but there should be some flavor behind what you saying.
I mean, that sound all good, but if I'm being completely honest to you, and I'm going to tell you exactly who Miss Jordan reminds me of, and she reminds me of Stacey Dash. She gives me Stacey Dash vibes. I'm sorry, Kaylani, but you just do. But like you said, I don't get any flavor from her. The most flavor that I understand that she probably has is dating Carmelo. That's it. That's as flavorful as it's going to get. And it's sad to say, I would have thought that you working around Lash, Jakara, Jada, all of them, something would
All
have
of them
rubbed
got
off
flavor.
on you a long time ago. It ain't nothing rubbed off on you yet. Lola Vice has more flavor than you have. I'm gonna need you to get it together. And I'm not even a fan of Lola Vice, but she got way more flavor than you. So Kaylani is boring. I don't even understand why she has the title right now. I don't get it whatsoever.
Honestly, yeah. Like, why
And
does she
then
got the title
how
and
do
Jada don't?
I don't get that. I was just gonna say that. How she got the title when Jada don't have a title? And then how do you go from being with NXT? They said, how y'all gonna make Kaylani a team captain for TNA, and she was literally just with NXT 12 hours ago. What? That don't even sound right. And that's exactly what Jada and them was pointing out. Like, now you on their side. Like, what the to me,
And
if you're gonna do that, the way they should have marketed it, and Jada would have been a perfect person to play that role. As far as, okay, I was with NXT, I know all their weaknesses. Let me play that character, and I'm gonna feed you all of the stuff that they got going on so we can defeat them. That should have been your advantage. But when she got on the mic, you didn't come with none of that. Do you know how much you had so much behind you? Like, oh, this is an easy promo. You should be able to boom, boom, boom. No, you
and then
came with nothing.
and then like, are you a heel or are you a babyface? Because you were supposed to be a heel from what I remember, but then automatically they changed you back to a babyface, and now you a babyface champion for the other side. What are you doing?
Keep her. They can keep her. They can keep her over there. I don't want to ever see her. They can keep her right over there because it's
And
not like we're missing anything in the first place.
and it's obvious that they had to pivot because Ash by Elegance, aka Dana Brooke, had to leave due to injury. But damn, y'all could have picked anybody else to do this. Like y'all could have gave Masha back her goddamn championship. Y'all could have gave it to Masha because that's about it. That's the only person I could see taking that championship right now. Or give it to Indy, I guess.
Man, it's to the point I don't give a damn if they gave it to one of the women that's on WWE Evolve, as long as it's better than giving it to Kalani. Because what? Who are you? What are you bringing to the table? You're not memorable. You've been in there. You've been there for what? How many years now? And you still ain't did nothing for me to say, oh man, I remember that Kalani match. By the time I look at the TV, it's over. The match is over. She, you got somebody, and I'm not saying, but utilize your man. You got somebody that's wonderful in the ring, a freaking acrobat in the ring. He's smooth in the ring. Matter of fact, he's smooth on the mic too. You have somebody that's close enough to you that can help you work on that.
And
if this is and you're not utilizing it, and you laying right next to him, ring on your finger, you too busy having googly eyes instead of realizing, let me see how I can further my career. Let me bounce some ideas off of you. Let me pick his brain about some stuff, because now that I am with TNA, I should be a heel, right? I should be. Why should I be the good guys? I should be a heel right now. So let me talk to someone that is actually a heel and that has been recently under the tutelage of one of the greatest heels, The Miz. Let me see what's going on there. No, she too busy writing freaking their names and hearts all over a notebook sitting in her bed. Like, nobody got time for this. Nobody got time for this. When I see her on the screen, I go to use the bathroom. Like, I don't even pay attention what she's talking about or what's going on.
All I'm gonna say is
beautiful girl.
I'm glad I'm not alone in this.
Beautiful girl, useless in the ring.
Always glad to see black people winning, but
always.
But goddamn,
not to me. Not when I feel like you're just there just to be there, and you're not putting nothing in it. You're not putting any umph in it. I don't know if it's just, oh, she's so cute. We don't want to. Man, look.
You know what? Let's use this as a way to segue into, like, I want to start doing like top 5 things. By the time we start wrapping up the podcast. So not to say we wrapping it up, but I do want to do a top 5 of anything that we can think of. So right now I want to think top 5 people right now that deserve a title.
Top 5
in any promotion. I know you still getting new to AEW, so let's just keep it WWE NXT.
Okay. Are we going men and women or a mixture?
Let's do men and women. Not like 5 men, 5 women, but top 5 in general.
All right, okay. Any particular order?
Don't matter.
All right. Randy Orton.
Okay.
Jada Parker.
Okay.
Jimmy Uso.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I just want to put Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Big. It's time. It is time. And is it? You said it deserve a title. I still feel like he deserves this for it. I was going to say Jacob because I feel like we should have got more out of his run as being champion. But now I have to think about somebody that has not had a singles run, because I was thinking about a team. And I said, no, I ain't thinking about tag teams right now. I'm thinking about singles run, Montez Ford for sure. It's long overdue.
And that's a solid 5.
Yeah.
I think my 5, obviously, Jada got to be on the list. She should have had at least the NXT Women's North American Championship, if not the championship. Instead, y'all tried to put Lola Vice in that role, but whatever. So Jada, everybody I think that needs to move up. So Javon, I think he should have the title that Ethan Page got, the North American Championship. He should have that.
I'm cool with Javon happening, but I like Ethan happening right now. I like this.
Yeah, for right now. Yeah, absolutely. but Javon should have it at some point. I would say Jimmy Uso to definitely go with your point. He needs mid card title. That would be definitely good for him. It ain't got to be world championship. He can be US champion for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Drew, absolutely. Drew should be Roman levels of champion. Like he should have
Mm-hmm.
both. And last, it'd be easy for me to say Jacob, right? Because I say give Jacob all the titles. But I'm gonna say Roxanne. Give Roxanne one of the mid card titles. Give
If
her the
we go,
Intercontinental Championship off of
if
light
we go,
or Becky.
if we go, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool. Roxy having a championship. I'm cool. Roxy having a championship. Even though I still believe that my girl Jade deserves a championship. She was a warrior in that match, and I felt like she was the shining star in that match before the accident happened. I was really proud of her and how far she's come. So that was good progression in that match. But if we gonna go and talk about, even though he don't need no title, now it's him. If we gonna go talk about people that used to have a title that need their title back, OTC.
I
Even
no
though
no.
he
I don't.
doesn't, he doesn't, he doesn't need it. But I think here's the thing, and I sound like The Rock because The Rock loves to say, here's the thing, he doesn't need it, but it just feels like order is restored when he has it. It's just a different level of carrying the company when he has it. Because to me, Cody, get it off of him. Now, I don't want Seth to lose his title. I want Seth to be world heavyweight champion. He deserves it. He carries it well. He is a workhorse. He owns that role of being a world champion. Cool. Give it to Seth. But if not Damien, if not Drew, then no, I need the OTC to get his undisputed, his WWE championship back, because it just makes sense. Cody just don't give that to me. After we do the whoa, yeah, I'm checked out, man. What do you want to talk about? Nothing. You suck. That's what I want to say. Nothing, Cody. I don't want to talk about anything. You know what I'm talking about? What time is your flight? When are you leaving? When are you going back home? Why are you not home with the girls? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Because to be fair, the only person I want to have a title right now is Drew on SmackDown. Like nobody else needs to have that whole go back and forth with Cody. Because who is Cody's opponent right now? I know Seth, but then after that, who does he have? Nobody. It's gonna go back to either Drew or they gonna finally put the rocket back on Jacob, and he gonna be fighting with Cody and probably get it, because it needs to be in the hands of somebody that is a monster and can consistently perform. And Cody can consistently perform. However, he's not eye catching anymore. He's not your white hot baby face run is at an end. It's over. You had your story. You got your title. You had your run. You lost the title to John Cena and becoming a heel, which we all loved for the period that it was a heel, but then they messed it up, obviously, and then you got your title back. Now, get it off of you. Give it to Jacob, because Jacob will do astronomical numbers with it.
John Cena should not have lost his championship. It doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make any sense.
It won't ever.
Nobody was yelling for Cody to come back. Let's just put that out there. Nobody was chanting Cody when he was away. Nobody. Everybody was so wrapped into John Cena. The fact that we get to see John Cena every week. Oh, he the champ, like he back. Okay, cool. We too busy on this ride, and he's a heel. Have Cody Rhodes. We got John Cena as a heel, so it was more of that. And like, man, who will we see the next opponent? Who is next opponent? When he gonna drop another promo, another pipe bomb, something like that? Like nobody was giving a damn about Cody. Nobody. As soon as Roman, the very next night after WrestleMania, Roman left, everybody was sitting there chanting for Roman. Everybody. I was in total shock, because I have been rocking with Roman ever since it became the OTC. And to see how the crowd was just like, of course they acknowledged him, but everybody was so into, Cody's got to finish his story, blah, 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 all this other crap. Yeah, that was nice, a nice angle. And I'm not going to lie to you. Part of me wanted Cody to finish his story, but I already said the only reason I wanted him to finish that story was because of Dusty.
That's it.
because Dusty didn't get it. Cody was doing this for his dad, and it was a beautiful moment for his father. Wow, he achieved the dream his father never could. I wish his dad was here. It was a beautiful moment for his family and everything. I cried. It was great. And then Monday Night Raw happened, and I said, okay, show's over. Where's Roman? And Roman did not come. And then it's like, oh, we really stuck with Cody. So there's no more Rock. Then Rock comes out, and then he said he's going away. So we don't get Roman or Rock. What the heck is going on? I'll never forget. I was like, what is they doing right now? And then luckily Solo was able to fill that void of stepping in and kicking Jimmy out. And it was a whole nother
And that's where he started to shine because beforehand he ain't had no character, period.
Solo.
Yeah.
He was, yes, he did. His character was to be that silent. He was just the enforcer. He was just that. He didn't have to be nothing else, and he played it well. So to us, that was equivalent to, you probably didn't, but Solo not talking, and then Solo coming out of his shell was equivalent to the same thing happened with Rikishi. When Rikishi was on the scene, this is after the head shrinkers, after him and the group that he was in, the tag team. He was by himself, and he was just Rikishi, Fatu. He didn't talk. He came out there, did what he did. He did not talk. And I will never forget when he got the microphone, I was sitting on the floor. My great-grandfather was sitting in his chair. My granddad, my dad, and we're watching it, and Rikishi spoke. And we said, oh, he talking. Like, it was like a, what? Like, okay. I remember the promo he cut afterwards, like, Rikishi finally speaks. Like, yeah. Because Solo was saying little stuff, but he wasn't talking. So for Solo to come out there, and he went from talking slow to cutting full promos, then he started dressing different. It was phenomenal. Now he out there saying, acknowledge me, and then he got the Ula Fala. Where'd you get that? It was such an emotional roller coaster. And I'm so glad that I didn't know who Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa were, but I know who their father is. Like, I didn't know really, I knew of Jacob Fatu, and I'm glad that I was at least knowing a little bit of who he was and what he was doing, because when he came there, I was able to recognize him. That's because you was telling me about him and put me on to him. So when I started watching like his little segments, and when he appeared, I said, get the F out of here. That ain't never him. I'm like, that's Jacob. Like, that's Jacob. Because we all knew that he was a free agent. So it was like, that's Jacob, bro. I did not see that coming. And that was a team for your ass right there. That Bloodline 2.0. Yeah, so it was pretty much like Cody's whole first run, depending on who he was going against. They're the ones that made the rivalry interesting. Because Cody by himself, nobody gave a damn. I know I didn't. I didn't care. I was so glad when John took it off. And it's like all these Cody crybabies that I have to argue with on a daily, all the time. He's not better than Roman. Yes, the heck he is. Or if I'm saying he ain't been there. Well, when Roman was doing it, he's not Roman. He's not. When Roman was gone, you still seen Paul sometimes, or you still seen the Usos, so the storyline was still continuing. Cody's by himself, and he's the champion. And his main thing that he wanted to go off is, I'm not a disappearing champion. Like, yeah, you are. You ain't defended the title yet. He's still seeing that, like, Drew definitely deserved it. He was screwed out of that match. Drew was going to get his championship soon. He needs to get it before the year is over, but he's going to get it soon. I can see it happening. It needs to happen because I'm sick of this. I'm tired of them screwing him. Nobody wants to see Cody. I mean, the kids probably love him, and that's great, but he's boring. I'd be so happy when people interrupt his promos. It's ridiculous. I'm like, oh, yes, finally, because they might want to hear that. What do you want to talk about? Nothing, Cody. And it's weird because he pulls at my heartstrings sometimes. Because the documentary with him, beautiful, heartfelt, but I can't stand him. And it's because John Cena said it best about who he is. He is a politician. He's a politician. He's the Pied Piper. He uses, like you said, the gimmicks of the people screaming for his name and singing his songs to get by. It's nothing really too original. And he's too, John said, too perfect, too polished. All of that. And I think that's why I don't like him. To be completely honest, I like Stardust better. At least he was a character. At least he was original. At least he was different. Matter of fact, I'll give you one better because people can say, well, he was just cosplaying his brother. I'd rather take dashing Cody Rhodes. I remember that Cody Rhodes. I will take that Cody Rhodes because I like how he used to come out with the mirror looking cute, and then when he got like his nose was messed up, he had to wear the mask, and he didn't feel so beautiful anymore. I liked him like that. So I'm really, really, really hoping that Randy Orton interferes in this match because Seth did stomp Randy on Friday. So Randy has to seek revenge some type of way. And I really want either the revenge to be you think that he's about to help Cody, but then he RKO's Cody. And then Seth becomes the crown jewel champion. He deserves that. Cody won last year. Seth wins this year. And that can spark the next opponent that Cody would have. And then he gets the title. And Randy, being Randy, needs to hold on to it for a little minute. And I wouldn't mind seeing Randy versus Drew because they already have animosity and issues with each other as well. And those two against each other, man, that would be a mug. Especially when you get a heel version of Randy. Because when you're a heel, you just do stuff more dirty, more diabolical, and quicker. And if we get that Randy back versus Drew McIntyre, that's going to be one of the best rivalries ever. I just really want Cody and Randy to feud. I've been wanting this since last year.
So here's my thing. Because I'm with you on he interferes with the match, but I want to give it a little twist. And I know WWE is not going to do it because it would be actually innovative and creative instead of just doing the same bland stuff that you keep doing. But I want Randy to come out and RKO Seth. That would make Seth lose, right? I mean, Seth win because he wins the match automatically because Brandy interfered with the match, so it's DQ. So Seth gets the crown jewel championship and all the accolades, right? But now he's gonna kick Seth in the head, and Cody tries to stop him. So he RKO's Cody. So now both of them on the ground, and instead of punt kicking Seth, he punt kicks Cody.
I love that. And after
that sparks the feud. Or
he needs to hold that championship. He needs to hold it all on Friday. If you're a detailed person like I am, then you would definitely be paying attention to his eyes every time. I don't care if it's a quick glance. I watched him every time he was around Cody, and he's back there talking to him in the locker room. Thanks for having my back. Yeah, no problem. He looked at that title and looked at Cody. He kept looking at it. And I think that this is a purpose thing that they're doing to show that his eyes keep being focused on that title. He's still blue of the fact that he knew that he could have beat Cody in that match in order to get that in order for them to get the SummerSlam match.
He should have pulled the trigger and he didn't.
This is the perfect time to pull that trigger, Randy. Because right now, you don't need no friends. You need to think, everybody needs to think like my tribal chief. Think like Roman. There's no room for friends when you're trying to get to the top. And he's completely right. That promo that man cut on Raw, he cut it without a microphone. Give Roman all the titles, damn it. Because this man showed up, showed out, did what needed to be done, and walked clean up out of it. That man came up in there, attacked him, and it felt like the good old days. Was beating down Braun Breaker with that chair. Yes, beat him. And then the moment that he had with Jay, I cannot wait to see this new version of Jay. Because
this version of Jay finna be hell.
It's finna be hell. And I cannot wait for it because he's about to unleash so much. You got Roman, not only as the OTC, but Roman is pretty much being your wise man. And that ain't safe for nobody. Roman being your wise man and letting you know what to do. Because Jay, regardless, however high he gets, he still seeks the approval of Roman Reigns. Because Roman is still, do you know how cool that is? Roman said, I am the tribal chief. I really don't have to go for a title because the most thing he cared about was getting my Ulafala back. I needed my spot in my family. I am the tribal chief. I can be whoever I want to be anytime I want to. Everybody know I come in here and my aura is amazing. But now it's time for somebody else to step in. So I'll groom him the way he been wanting to groom him from the very beginning. But now he know what gold tastes like. He know what it feels like. We gonna get him back to that mountaintop. And it's Jimmy that's like, no. Everything that Jimmy said, that he was afraid that Jay was going to become an egotistical, manipulative a-hole like Roman. That's what Jimmy's words. Yeah, Jay's becoming that right before Jimmy's eyes. Because Jay has to keep catching himself when he's talking to Jimmy. He's talking to him the way Roman talks to him. It's a that's why I say the bloodline.
The thing is, when he be saying ain't wrong.
Who? Jay?
When he be saying stuff, it's not wrong. It ain't right to say, but he ain't wrong.
It made total sense. And it was like, thank you, Jay. But to be completely honest, Oz, here's the thing. It's kind of like he's listening to Roman, but Jay is also listening, taking his own advice because he said this, and this was on a more personal level. I know that, they literally have to earn the title opportunities. I saw that when they watching WWE Unreal. They're literally looking to see who can hold their own to be the face of this company. Yeah, things are predetermined. Yes, there's storylines, but it's kind of like have what it takes to be a champion. If you do, we're going to put the belt on you. So when they put it on Jay, and Triple H believed in him, but when they saw that, okay, he botched this move 2 weeks in a row, we trying to be slacking, you got to pick it up, you got to do this. Jay said it himself, he knows why his reign was short, because he said that he got too comfortable. Once he got the belt, it was like, man, I'm a champ now, but it requires a lot. It is a huge schedule. You're not just doing stuff and appearing on TV. You're doing stuff outside of the ring. You got a charity over here. You have a dinner over here. You got a ribbon signing, a ribbon cutting over here. You have so much that you got going on because you are the face of a billion-dollar company. The face of the company. So it's like, if you're not ready for that, we're not going to put that on you because you are representing WWE. And you got to be able to hold that. You got to be able to hold your weight in doing that. So I think now they're saying they have faith in him, right? But they know he needs somebody that knows the business, that can help him achieve that can help him get his mind right, that can help him get his in-ring techniques right and precise and sharp and create even a bigger spectacle and aura of himself. Roman Reigns. Roman had Paul. Jay has Roman. This is going to be a monster. And that's why I say the bloodline story could go on forever and ever, and I will never get bored because they always come with it. I was really confused at what's going on with Solo and his bloodline, but I said, you know what? It makes sense after realizing my boy ain't been there. Tamatanga. So this is why he's reintroducing everybody and saying there's something missing. I thought it was Zilla, but it's like,
I told you.
So this is the way of reintroducing him into the fold, or if he comes into the fold. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But man, what's going on and cooking up with Roman is amazing. And that end promo that he cut, perfect. That man says, man, I'm a tribal chief. I'm in God mode. This is, I just can't. I was talking with this girl online on Facebook, and we will both talk about our love for this man. I can't. Roman is one of them people that I just melt. I melt. This other guy, he got a podcast, and he just did. I was watching his on TikTok, and he said that he was watching TV, and he was telling his mama, and she was like, who's that? He said, I ain't paying no attention. He said he just went to his mom's house. And she said, she stopped and said, oh.
Everybody mama do that because mine do that.
He said, so I just want to let everybody know I'm done being a fan of WWE. I'm never watching it ever again. Because he said, my mama not finna turn into y'all. What he got first fucking hoes that's lusting over Roman Reigns. He said, first he said, all these chicken heads doing it online. He said, now he getting mamas. He trying to take mamas too.
He got mine.
I know he got mine. Mama said, when I reached Roman Reigns, she said, ooh, that is a beautiful man. She said, I know The Rock is beautiful, bro. She loves The Rock. She loves The Rock. But she was just like, Roman is just chiseled. Roman is made out of marble by the Greek gods. And his wife is so lucky because, man, he come home. I'm finna be Cinderella. That house is spick and span. Dinner is cooked. It is ready for you. My tribal chief, when he comes to the door, I'm doing this every time. I'm doing this every time he comes to the door. I taught my little niece how to do it. She's 3. I say, now you say acknowledge me. She said, acknowledge me. Yeah, girl, you say that. You say that. Acknowledge your tribal chief. Because, oh, man, when I say I really was looking over the railing when I went to go and see him, and I said, I can really just jump down because it's literally right there. There's the stage. Just hop down and just run to him. I just want to sniff him because I know he smelled good. I just know he smelled good. Oh, when is his autograph signing? I have to meet him because when I hug him, I'm finna be like how they was with Michael Jackson at the concert, passing out. I'm passing out when I meet Roman. That's it. I can't pass out when I meet John. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. But when I meet Roman, I'm passing out in his arms because that is a gorgeous man. Oh, that whole family is beautiful. But it's just something about him. He gives me what The Rock used to give me, and The Rock still gives it. But they on the same level with that. They just beautiful. Hell, they all fine. Jacob Fatu, Solo, Zilla, they all fine. Naya, they all of them. They are literally a beautiful ass family. It's like, even though when I look back at old like videos and pictures, Rikishi's a big guy, Rikishi's a handsome man in the face. They all are beautiful people. Like, and they cool as hell. Like, they're swag and they're cool. They just exude that. They're just cool. Like, I look like how they talk about. I feel like it's cool. My cousins. I'm watching them how they interact with each other, and I'm like, bro,
they black. Like, I don't care what nobody say. They black. They are black. That is a black family. I feel represented when I see them. I be forgetting that they not black. I just think they light skin with good hair.
That's exactly how I see it. That's exactly how I'm gonna introduce myself because, like I said, they niggas. I don't care what anybody say. They are. They're us. They are us. Okay.
Me and Jacob look about the same.
Yes, but even how they talk, like, come on, man, they not know they're black.
They're black.
They just Hawaiian rolls, but they black.
They're black.
They are definitely black. All of their wives, if they are not Samoan, they're black, with the exception of The Rock. But we all know The Rock is still black. You can't hide that. You can't hide that. It's like their mannerisms, how they talk, how they carry themselves. They are black, bro. Like, it's just, come on, man. It's obvious. Like, I don't care what they say. Like, oh, Polynesian and black. Polynesian and black, boy, y'all is black. All y'all women, black women. Like, thick black women at that. That's why I'm glad they don't like them skinny minis. They don't mind nobody that's chunky, nobody they're running their family. So that's normal to them, and I love that. Because who else is like that? Us. The same way. So it's like, yes, they love to. Yep, I fit right in. I would fit right in. Love it. I'll get used to it though. I would still probably cry every time The Rock came over for the holidays, but because it's The Rock and that man's aura is just, yeah. That's why I say him and Roman are neck and neck. Because if I ever meet The Rock, when The Rock came that Monday on my birthday, when I went to go see Monday Night Raw last year, my chest, my heart was beating. So I was in a daze. I'm just like, because nobody expected him to be there. Cody just come out, so Chicago, what do you want to talk about? Then he gets to talking, then he gets to point to the WrestleMania sign. And if you smell, oh, I lost my mind. I lost my rabbit tail. Oh, man. And when he beat Cody up in that parking lot, a part of me was like, why didn't you go outside? I said, that's exactly the interest. That's why I walked in and I passed those trucks. Why didn't you just go outside? Could have been on television. Just in the background.
Waving while Cody is being bludgeoned is crazy.
Like, bloody and beat up. And everybody just like, y'all, everybody on that, y'all ain't picture that lady. Y'all ain't see that lady in the background just waving in the middle in the rain, though. In the rain. Why she ain't got no umbrella? The Rock is tearing him down when he said, this is what happens when you F with the final boss. That space in between him and Cody's face means still.
Oh.
It would have made it less serious. I'm sorry, but I would have been scared. And the only reason I would have been scared is because Did you see what happened when they cut the cameras and The Rock cussed out the whole crew? Yeah, and that's when they said, oh, like, I believe that certain segments are definitely real. I believe that Cody had to earn the respect of The Rock because he didn't have it in the beginning. Half of that stuff The Rock was saying, half of that stuff was acting, and I believe he meant some of that at the same time because he knew his father. I don't really respect you trying to come in and take away from my family. Like, I know this is all a thing, but I'm now on the board and my cousin is the champ and I'm going to give this a rundown to show our whole family tree. And you trying to come in, and I look at it and say, you try to come in because the match was set for Roman and Rock. It's because the fans did that hashtag that lasted 72 hours of we want Cody, and Cody changing his mind saying, you know what? No, because he did give that go ahead. Like, all right, I'll take that. And even though I won, I'll face him a different time. Then Cody said, you know what? No, the fans are right. Nah, I ain't giving that spot up. So I think The Rock did kind of feel away. Like, no, it was a little realness in what he was saying. And that's what I like about his promos, that I'm going to bring some truth to you. When he said, your daddy talked about hard times, I'm going to teach you about hard times. Because ain't nobody beat Cody down like that. That's some attitude era. I'm going to beat you in a parking lot. They don't need to fight the parking lot no more. I'm going to beat you in a parking lot, bloody you up in front of your bus, in front of your tour bus. That is some attitude era. You said,
I say they fight in the parking lot on NXT.
Man, not on the main roster. And in the parking lot on NXT, you be booty. I ain't gonna lie to you, you only be that good because they had TNA right there in their crosshairs and they just didn't utilize it and do what they're supposed to do. Because back then, when it was the invasion with WCW, ECW into WWF, Stone Cold came out there in that parking lot with a whole crowbar and beat them down. It was the whole building fighting. Like, that is an invasion. This wasn't no invasion. Lame ass invasion.
And the
booty as ever. And then Shawn Michaels coming out at the end. He was trying to, and if only real fans know, that's why I said you gotta. When the real invasion happened back in 2001, WCW, ECW, after Stephanie and Shane purchased it, and they invaded WWF. When they were invading and doing all that at the end, after it was revealed who was, over the company, and Vince McMahon came out. Same way Shawn Michaels did. It was just a longer ramp, had his suit on, and he was just like, man, like, look at this chaos, like that. And when Shawn did it, it was kind of cool to see him kind of pay homage in that way. Because Shawn never really comes out, not out. And it was like, man, that was cool. That was great.
Yeah. So, I think we can wrap up.
I think we can too. My phone finna die.
All right, well, this has been Lights, Camera, Wrestling. I have been Oz the Alchemist.
And it's your girl, Lola Love. And I also just want to say that Jade Cargill, I really hope that you're doing okay. Hope that she's having a speedy recovery, as well as Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan. Miss all three of you. Can't wait to see you guys back. Make sure you follow us on every platform, from TikTok to YouTube to IG. Please like, share, subscribe, talk shit, praise, whatever you want to do. Show us some love.
We appreciate it all.
Jinx! We said it at the same time.
So,
that was kind of cool.
We'll see y'all later.